doing comedy for a couple decades, and you had a very clear kind of focus on how you wanted your comedy to be done, as far as clean and family friendly, yet funny. And that is very, very hard. I say all the time that the reason we have these R-rated raunchy comedies is because no one can write anymore. That's their crutch. So for you, like, kind of how did that decision get made? And then how do you, find funny?
Yeah, so even before I was like a Christian, one of the things I would do is I wanted my um, kids. Well, it started out with me just wanting the quality of the comedy to be really, really strong. So I was doing comedy; it was already clean, but then once I said, okay, you know what, I really like this church thing. I'm gonna see what I can to walk and follow Jesus. And then I got invited to do comedy at churches. Well, I thought to myself, because a lot of times Christians at church specifically are so hungry to laugh, they'll laugh at some stuff that's like just okay. Or at the club, they like, look, I paid money to be here. You better be funny. Like it's a whole nother mindset. So I decided to come up with this thought process, if you would, where I said any comedy that I do at a club has to be clean enough that I could do it at a church. And any comedy I do at a church has to be funny enough that I could do it at a club. So
Mhm.
my comedy, actually, it's the same comedy that if you ever see me at a church or doing Sunday mornings, it's the same content that I would do when I play Vegas or if I'm at a club or if I'm doing a theater. Like nothing changes. I may tweak things a little bit based off of the individuals who were there and what they may need, because I'm asking the question, what can I give? But then even after I had kids, I said to my kids, anything I ever say on stage, you can repeat it. And this was when they were really young and even before I was a Christian. So that kept me accountable. And then once I got my relationship with God, I was like, yo, this is how I roll. This is what I do. And people ask if it's a little harder to write clean. I don't really know because I've never tried to write dirty.
Hmm.
So I just, it's not something that I just look for what's funny and what, like I said, whatever you put in your heart is going to show up. So if that stuff's going in your heart, if you write comedy, that's kind of what's going to show up. And it also is, as you said, a really great crutch, because if something's not funny, you can just add a little 4-letter something on there and the people will react, but they may not necessarily be reacting with pure laughter. They're just reacting out of a little shock or whatnot.